Hi guys, so today I'm going to be telling you a little paranormal story. So I'm just like winding down my tripod. A little paranormal story that happened to both my mum and I yesterday, and this is only the second occasion where something has happened that both my mum and I have experienced. Sorry, I'm just like adjusting my tripod. Yeah, sorry if you can see boxes in the background as well. As you guys know, if you have watched my other video, I don't know which one it is, but we're moving, everything is almost packed up, almost. So yeah, anyway, yeah, so this paranormal experience happened yesterday after my mum and I had finished packing. We were just talking about stuff, but I kind of need to give you a background story on the experience. I need to give you a background story before I tell you the experience, otherwise you're not going to have any idea what's going on. So my mum's dad, so my grandpa, he lives in the country with a friend of his. I think it's like 8.5 hours away from where we live, and they've lived there for like 20 years, and you know, he does gardening and stuff, and he's always been really well mentally for his age, physically as well, but mentally he's always been perfectly fine. You know, he's always been completely with it. But the past 2.5 or 3 years, he's kind of just gotten really forgetful. Like, he won't remember when my birthday is, when my mum's birthday is. He'll repeat himself all the time. And this isn't one of the reasons, I'll tell you in a second, but what I'm about to tell you is one of the reasons why I also didn't make a video for about 2 weeks. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why. So they come down and visit maybe once or twice a year, but because me and my mum basically live in a shoebox, it's 2-bedroom. What you can see in my videos of the lounge room is legitimately as big as what it is. I will do a little house tour before we move, so you guys can see, you know, where everything has happened and stuff, but you guys will be able to see it's basically a shoebox. So there's no way that they can come and stay here because there's not enough room. They used to when I was little, not anymore. So this happened probably, I don't even know, I've lost track of time, a month and a little bit ago, maybe a little bit less than a month ago. They had called, my grandpa had called my mum and said, listen, I'm coming down to Sydney and we're going to come pay a visit. And me and mum were like, yeah, sure, that's fine, because even when they come down now, you know, they will come for lunch or come for coffee or something, but they won't stay. So that was on a Sunday night. All he said to mum was, we'll be coming down soon. And mum was like, okay, that's fine. So me and mum, I don't even remember what day it was, you know, minding our own business. It was about 11 o'clock at night. We were both in bed when all of a sudden we heard like this bashing on our veranda door. Now, because we live on the ground floor, I'll just spin it around so you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's kind of like the common grounds of the unit, and you can see there that there are other blocks of the unit because it's like a semicircle. So anyway, that's our veranda door, and those bricks there are steps, and we have another front door that we use when we go out, but that's basically the door that we use most of the time. So, you know, the blinds were shut. It was 11 o'clock at night. We were both in bed. We hear this bashing on the front door, and we're like, what the hell is that? So we get up, and we're getting up, and then we hear, Penny, it's your father. And we were like, what? Like, I legitimately thought I was dreaming. I was like, is that really, like, are they really here at this time at 11 o'clock at night? So anyway, they got here. Cut a long story short, they stayed here that night. It was fine, you know, they were tired because my grandpa is the one who drives like a whole 8 hours. Yeah, cut a long story short, they stayed. The first night, everything was fine. The second night, you know, when they first came, they were a little bit forgetful, but we were just like, oh, they're tired, you know, whatever. And then the second night, so Nathan came over for dinner, and I'm sorry if this story is really long, but I want you guys to hear the full backstory to why this paranormal experience happened. So Nathan came over for dinner, and my mum's ex-boyfriend, now ex, but obviously they were together at the time, came over for dinner because I really wanted Nathan to meet my grandpa, and mum wanted her boyfriend at the time to meet her dad, and you know, so they were going to come over for dinner, and we were like, yeah, it's going to be great, you know, they're finally going to get to meet like my grandpa and my mum's dad, you know, we were all excited for it. And my grandpa, like, he never drinks, and He'd had maybe 3 glasses of wine, which is really not that much, but basically he just got really emotional, and then the alcohol had worn off because he'd eaten. We were just all sitting down talking, and he turned to Mum and said, "How am I related to you?" He didn't know who my mum was, he didn't know who I was. This was in front of Nathan and my mum's boyfriend at the time. You know, we're really embarrassed. So then Nathan and my mum's ex left, and you know, my mum and I were upset, but we kind of just put on like a strong front. We were like, we're not going to show them that we're upset, blah blah blah. So anyway, that night I was sleeping in my mum's bed with her, and my grandpa and his friend was sleeping in my bed. It was probably 12 o'clock at night. This was on the second night. We woke up, and cut a long story short, my grandpa was trying to get out of the house. He didn't know where he was. He was asking where all the lights, why all these lights were on, because in the unit block, my unit block is really different. You guys will see in the video that I will make about showing you around. There's grass, there's trees, there's shrubs, there's little lamps everywhere, so obviously if you come home late at night you can still see where you're going. My grandpa thought he was back at his home, and he was like, why is blah 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 my neighbor's house lights on? He was outside, it was raining, it was just really bad. I was crying. So anyway, we had to call an ambulance for him. He had tests done, and he's got really bad dementia. So anyway, now you guys know the story of what happened. Fast forward to yesterday afternoon, my mum and I had finished packing, and my mum was telling me that she was talking to her boss, because she works at a pharmacy, so you know, she has a pharmacist and her boss is there, and they all know basically almost the same amount of stuff that doctors do. And my mum was telling me that her and her boss Jim were talking, and Jim was saying to my mum, you know, people that have dementia, they're normally fine. Mum was telling me, like I'm telling you guys right now, she was saying people that have dementia are always normally fine when they're in their own little world. You know, the town that my grandpa lives in, literally population of 100 or 200 people, it's such a small town. My mum was like, you know, Jim just said when they're in their own little world doing their own little thing that they're completely used to, they're fine, but when they come out of it and come stay here, which they haven't done in so long, that's when it all acts up. And mind you, at this time yesterday it was raining, it was storming, there was no one outside, because you know, who wants to be outside in the storm? I don't. And my mum was telling me, she was like, it's not good, you know, she was deciding whether or not she should put him in like a nursing home or somewhere, and I was just about to say, I was in the middle of saying don't send him to one. Like, if he's not used to it, he's gonna not live as long as what he would if he was just in his own little world, you know, doing what he's used to. In the middle of me saying that, we heard a woman's voice speak over me saying, yeah, don't put him in one. And me and Mum both heard it, and it came from, she was in the kitchen and I was sitting on the couch, and it kind of came from in the middle of us. And she poked her head out and looked at me, and I kind of was like, did you hear that? And she was like, yeah. And I like thought it was the TV, but the TV wasn't on, like nothing was on, because I'd been packing all day. I was literally just sitting on the couch. We didn't have any music or anything on. But my mum, I don't know if I've told you guys, like she doesn't experience things as much as what I experience things, but at the same time she's a lot more psychic and a lot more sensitive than what I am. And she's been saying, because of all the shit that's happened with my grandpa, with the court case, moving, having to find somewhere to live, breaking up with her boyfriend, Nathan going away for 5 weeks, just everything is kind of happening at once. She was saying to me the other day that she feels her mum around, and her mum and her were extremely close. Like, I'm very close with my mum, and they had the exact same relationship. And my mum was saying to me the other day that, you know, she could feel her around, she could just kind of feel that she was here. And I always just thought to myself, you know, we're moving, so she's just here, you know, just making sure everything's okay. And after we heard that voice, Mum was like, that actually sounded like Nana, like her mum. And I was like, it did. So I don't know, we kind of think it was her, because my grandma had a very distinctive voice. Kind of doesn't sound like a normal old lady's voice. It's very distinctive in the way that she spoke. She had kind of like a husky tone. It was really distinctive. So that's my little paranormal experience. I just thought I'd update you guys, because I miss making paranormal videos. So yeah, and my next video that I will be making is going to be a tour of this house, showing you what where the things that have happened that I've experienced, and I'll take you outside and show you where things have happened that I've experienced as well, because that's been requested a little bit. I am trying to video as much as I can before I move, because I might not have internet for a while. I don't know, I'm hoping that I do. And also because Nathan's away, so I'm trying to keep myself busy. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'm sorry that it's long, but I just wanted to give you guys the backstory before I told you the paranormal story, otherwise you wouldn't have got it. So yeah, I hope all of you are doing great. Please comment letting me know what you think of this video, and also go like my Facebook page, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.